Hello and good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Man, I am so proud of you for writing this book because I am such a major fan of snorkeling, but the life underneath the water. In fact, this morning my wife and I were talking about this in the way of we're having this hurricane and this tropical storm right now, and we were worried about the life underneath the surface of the water, and we sat there and talked about this book that, that it all changes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
For you to bring this book to life, what I mean, that's got to be your picture in the back of the book, is it not? With the snorkel,
It is.
I
It is.
knew it. I knew it. I mean, I looked at that picture, going, "This has got to be her."
Yes, I didn't get to snorkel until I was in my 20s, unlike Gracie. But as soon as I tried, like within 10 seconds, I was like, I am doing this for the rest of my life.
I'll never forget the first time that I went beneath the water, and it changed my life because it was like I didn't know this even existed until we took those steps.
Exactly. Exactly. I felt exactly the same way.
And aren't you pretty much inside this book of inviting readers to do the same thing, get involved with snorkeling as well as scuba diving?
I think yes, but I am acutely aware that it's a great privilege
Yeah.
to be able to snorkel, to be able to travel to places where you can snorkel and so forth. So while I definitely want to share my enthusiasm for snorkeling and wish that everyone could see what you just expressed, the amazing things that are under the water, I think that even more so, I just want people to find a place where their passion can intersect with saving the planet.
Yeah. One of the things that readers need to understand is that each one of these chapters represents a fish. I mean, the butterfly fish. I'm not familiar with this fish. I'm learning new things while I'm reading.
Oh, I did too. I did too. I mean, obviously, I, know about snorkeling and there were certain things that I knew, but I learned so much more by writing this book. And it's one of the things I love about writing is that it is, for me, a tremendous opportunity to learn.
You bring a lot of reality to these pages in the way that when Gracie is kind of put up against the coral, that makes her angry and she says things that she didn't really mean to say, but now how is she going to unsay them, as you say?
Exactly. I think that, I don't know about everybody else in the world, but I have those moments, and and I always want to, for the age that I write, for my wonderful young readers, I always think of the books that I am creating for them. I want them to be a safe place to practice that life,
Yeah.
because life is hard and we all need all the practice we can get, and books and relating to a character and seeing the mistakes that they make, that's a way to practice at life.
It's almost like you have a serious calling to, reach out to these YA readers and say, hey, look, I realize there's a lot of content on social media, but climate change is very real, and we're going to put it in story form so that you can understand it better.
I hope so. I think that there are a million wonderful causes in the world, and it's terrific that people all devote their time and energy and money to different causes, but the planet needs to be on everyone's list. Because if we don't have the planet, what's the use of the rest of it?
The Lionfish Grill, is it an authentic grill? Because, I mean, this looks like something that I would run into down in Charleston.
The Lionfish Grill is based on restaurants that I have read about, not eaten at, but read about in Florida. In Florida, they're doing these things. So I transplanted it to where Gracie and her family vacation on the island of Roatan in Honduras. But yes, there are definitely restaurants that serve up lionfish because of their invasiveness.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, have you ever tried it?
No, I haven't, but it's supposed to be delicious.
The actual formation of the story, how did it arrive with you as the writer? I mean, was it the beginning, middle, and end, or did it come to you in pieces parts?
Well, I knew I wanted to write a story about snorkeling because I think that writers do their best work when they're writing from a passion, and I am indeed passionate about snorkeling. So I gave Gracie basically what was my own journey, which was from, wanting the coral reefs to stay as wonderful as they are for my own recreation, and then gradually realizing how much more important they are than just that.
You see, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy about this, because as I read the story, what happens is it takes me to my own place. It's almost like you've given us a free ticket to ride, to escape.
I hope so. I hope it's enjoyable and entertaining as well as being enlightening and inspiring.
Now, what other projects are you working on? Because this can't be the only one.
Oh, no, I've been very fortunate. I have more than 30 books for young readers. It's just the best job in the world. And in February, I have a picture book coming out for very young readers called Smiling Eyes.
Wow. Will it be as colorful as this book? Because, I mean, you picked out some seriously beautiful colors for this for the cover.
Oh, I wish I could take credit for that. That was the wonderful illustrator, Maxine V, working with the book designer. And yes, I think it's a fantastic cover. The illustrator for Smiling Eyes is Lenny Wen, and she's done an equally wonderful job.
So now, what did you learn from this story? Because, the thing is that as authors, we're also students when we're putting those words in action.
Oh, I totally agree. I learned about the efforts that are being made to restore coral. I learned more about coral reef's importance as one of the keystone ecosystems on our planet, along with things like wetlands and rainforests, and how the planet just will not survive if we don't protect those places.
It is so true.
Yes.
So that's one of the first things that my wife and I did before we even became married, is that she was down in the coral areas of Florida, and she was describing it to me and what it was like to go through that experience. And once you see it, you're not the same person ever again.
That is so true. And Gracie talks about that in the book, about how we just need to see. We can't see it. Most of us are not able to see what's happening under the water. And if we could, we would all realize the urgency of it.
Even readers that are in the central part of this country that don't get to go to the ocean to see these kinds of things, can't they practice something, because trash is everything, and trash is actually hurting the ocean, and it comes from humans.
Yes. I spent my whole childhood landlocked. I grew up in Illinois, and I live now in far western New York, which is still landlocked, hundreds of miles from the ocean. And yet, as I said, I learned about how, if the coral reefs die, the ocean will die. And if the ocean dies, we're all in big trouble, no matter how far inland we live.
Wow. Where can people go to find out more about you, Linda? Because I want them to get into your writing.
Thank you. I have a website, which is just my name, lindasuepark.com. And for social media, I am on, I always forget to say X. I'm on Twitter. And also my imprint, Alida Books, ALLIDA, is on Instagram.
What do you offer for a little bit of help for someone who is going to read this book and they too are going to pick up a pencil or a pen or even on their computer and they're going to want to write? Because we were both there at one time where we took that chance with words.
That's right. I would say that first drafts are really important, and the important thing is to get them written, not to get them right. So to give yourself permission to write really terrible first drafts. Very important.
I always tell people, give yourself permission to make mistakes. Go make mistakes and learn from them.
That's right. Yes. When I do writing workshop with young people, I will walk through the room as they're writing and I'll say, worse. Come on. You can do worse than that. I know you can.
I love it. Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thank you for your kind comments about my book, Gracie Under the Waves.
Well, I expect to hear from you in February with that new book.
Okay. Thanks again.
You be brilliant, okay?
Okay. You too.